Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. I always like to start out with a chipper mood. I just want to come on here and say I apologize last week about the storage unit. It was like a little bit of confusion going on. It was my first time dealing with this site manager having access to the storage units after auction. Apparently, they were storage units that didn't nobody want. Um, it was a lot of, I ain't gonna say trash in there. A lot of homeless people living in motels, hotels, probably having to get out and just have somewhere to store their stuff. It was really not much to salvage. Basically, me and my children just grabbed things that we could utilize, like cleaning supplies, little stuff like that. I know I'm be honest, like it wasn't much that I could even possibly share with you all for you all to even probably look and acquire. Now we did see a bedroom suit. It was very nice, but it was just a lot to that. So I don't know if I'm going to continue working with that site manager. I don't know. I think it was like she was under impression of something else, and then I was under impression of something else, if that makes sense. Like she made it seem like we was working together as a team, and that I would get bids for what, like when, so okay, this is the whole thing. Let me quit rambling on. Let me just tell you what it was. So when you don't pay your storage unit bill, they auction those storage units off to recruit their money. So they put it on an auction site and people can bid. So you can only bid when the door is open. You can't actually go in there and pick out what you want, what you don't. You have to bid on a whole unit. So under my knowledge and my research, my impression was once people bid on it and they come and get the stuff, what they did not want, then I will have full access to. Well, that's not what I got out of it. So after everything was said and done, we had access to all the units that did not go up for auction, that nobody wanted. And like I said, I see why, because there was a lot of homeless people, belongings in there, and a lot of people that, like I said, live in hotel motels, need to just get their stuff out of the hotel motels quick, hurry, fast, right? So like I said, it was a learning experience. I'm glad I had experience in that. I do now think moving forward for my reselling business, I will just bid on units. That personal experience with her, I don't know if I'm going to continue dealing with this particular site storage manager moving forward. So I just want to apologize to you all about, I know some went over to Charmar's Resale Facebook site looking for items that they possibly could, have dibs to, that I told you all that I was going to save for you all if y'all wanted it to come to Charlotte to get it, but there was nothing salvageable, like nothing, y'all, like for real. So I do apologize about that. So I'm on my way to a signing right now. It originally was for 5:30, but like I said, you can always change your time. They thought that was the only time available, but when I confirmed the appointment this morning, they said, oh, please come at 11:30. So I'm on my way now. That frees up my afternoon, so I have 11:30 and I have a 2:30, both here in my area, so that's fantastic. This one's only like 15 minutes away from where I live. And the second one, I'm not quite sure. I haven't Googled it yet, but it's not far either from where I am. So that's always good to know. And 2023 is still around the corners. We have a few more hours before this new year come upon us. Are you constantly working on your mindset? Like I preach that a lot. I know this is a Moms Working From Home Facebook group, but you have to have a mindset. Like I tell y'all my story all the time. I was dealing with postpartum depression for many, many years, and I didn't even know it, y'all. Like I had no idea that's what I was dealing with. Okay, so I suffered in silence many, many years, and I just, I have a strong passion for that. I guess I need to change the group or start another group in regards to that, because a lot of women suffer in silence, and they feel crazy, or they feel ashamed for feeling the emotions that they feel. Like that's not normal. Like you're allowed to feel what you feel, no long as you're not trying to bring harm to yourself or your children. You know what I'm saying? But you're allowed to feel, but you need to learn how to work through those emotions, work through those feelings, because they're just thoughts, they're just feelings. You know what I'm saying? You can change your mind. Like I tell my children, you can either choose to be happy or you can choose to be sad. Which one you want to choose? I can't deal with the negativity. So when my children get in little pouting moods, they want to pout and, all complain. I said, please just move yourself, or I remove myself from them, because I know that's a trigger for me. If my children start pouting about something and I'm doing my best and I can't provide, or I can't do what they want me to do, then and that start messing with my spirit, and I have to remove myself from them, or I ask them, just go back in your room or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, just don't come to me only when you want something. Come check on me. Ask Mom, how you doing? Mom, do you want a glass of water? Mom, how you eating today? Check on me like I check on you, like I show consideration about your well-being. Show consideration about me. And I think a lot of times as parents, sometimes we always making sure the children are right, but we don't instill in our children to come check on us to see if we are right. You know what I'm saying? I've already shared with you all that none of my children want to have anything to do with any of my businesses, but they want to be left an inheritance when I pass away. So I've already decided, go ahead and get my will and stuff set up, just leave them money. Sell the businesses off, be as they will. You know how many people have grandmas and grandparents who, the grandparents kept the house up for many, many years, and as soon as the grandparents passed, the house went downhill. The kids quickly sold the house, and poof, all the memories gone. They don't try to keep the house and the family and all that kind of stuff. I see it so many times, so often, and it just breaks my heart that, I look at my childhood home, that it was sold right when I left the hospital. It sold for $17,000, and I had like $10,000 in my 401k, and I was short, and I still, it breaks my heart that I didn't even have enough to buy my childhood home that was only sold for $17,000 at auction. So stuff like that bothers me, knowing that I had an opportunity to buy my grandparents' house and keep their legacy going. My grandparents kept their house looking nice. Everybody in the neighborhood kept their homes and their yards looking nice. They took pride in where they lived. They might didn't have the fanciest big screen TVs or whatever we all intrigued with now, but they did keep a nice home, and they kept food in the house. Like, I didn't realize that we wasn't as wealthy as others, because we always had stuff. Like, we never ran out of toilet tissue and soap, and I mean, like, my grandma bought the cheapest laundry detergent, but I didn't know anything. I didn't know nothing about Gain and all these other brands. She bought Tren, y'all. Tren was 98 cents. I'll never forget it. And she bought that. She bought Ivory soap, and we bought Tussie deodorant. That was normal to me. Like, I didn't frown upon it. I didn't think it was weird. I didn't think I was poor. I didn't think it. We just always had what we needed, and that's what I've tried to instill in my children. Focus on what you have, not always what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, they get so caught up with, I want this and I want that. So I'm just rambling on this morning, but I just want everybody to just think about your mental health moving forward to 2023. Think about what you need to do. When you start finding yourself getting that dark depression state, snap out of it. Like I always tell people, get out the house and be around the living. Be among the living. If you just got to go to the mall and sit at the mall, get you a little cup of water, a little whatever, or bring your own water and just sit there and watch people move around. I promise you, you'll snap and get out your feelings, because you'll realize you'll see someone that inspire you or motivate you or intrigue you. Some people like to go to the bookstore. I used to go to the bookstore in the mall and just get books. I would just read books for free because I couldn't afford to buy the books, right? I wasn't big in audio, so I like, okay, just for a reason, get out the house. I would go to the mall, go to the bookstore, and sit and pick out a book and sit there and read the book for free. That's what I would do a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? When my children were in school and I didn't have work, or maybe I was off that day, or I had some downtime in between jobs, I would just go to the library and just sit and read a book, y'all. Like, for real. Mental health is serious. It's something that you have to work on constantly. And I think as women, black women especially, we don't give ourselves enough grace to know, like, okay, I'm feeling this way. I need to get myself in check. Sometimes we don't have people that we can confide in and even tell people that, okay, I'm feeling this way, because they might be super, they might be judgmental, or you may be like, okay, I keep telling them the same issue, and they keep making me feel dumb, or they keep making me feel stupid for feeling this way. So you stop reaching out to people, and then you find yourself get more and more withdrawn from people. You know what I'm saying? So please, please, please work on your mental health. If you feel yourself getting down and out, please go outside and walk around your house. I even used to go outside, y'all, and walk around my house. I just walk around the house. I bet my neighbors like, what the world is that woman wrong with her? But I just need to get out the house. I just need to get in the sun. I just need to get out. I just need to get out the house. I just need to walk around. I need to breathe. And need to get some sunlight, y'all. And that's what I would do. I'm serious, because I didn't have a car, so I would just walk around my house. Like, y'all, I've been through it. When I stress that, I've been through it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I try to show grace to everyone, no matter where you come from, where you are now, where you've been, and where you're going. I always try to show grace to people. because you just never know what people dealing with. Like, you think somebody on the top, you think, oh, she got this, she got that. You have no idea what that person is dealing with when they in that car by themselves, or when they in that bathroom, in that so-called shower. They probably sitting on the floor crying, because that's the only time they could be weak and be vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? My children have only seen me cry probably about one time in their whole life, maybe 2 times. And why is that? Why is that? Some people are like, oh, my children see me cry, I'm a big crybaby. No, you're not. You're showing your emotions. You're allowing yourself to be vulnerable in front of your children. That's healthy. That's healthy. But me, you know, being the main provider, I've always had to be strong and not let my kids know how really bad it really was. So I wouldn't show them that soft side until it really got really bad and I had to break. And like I said, it's only been 2 times in my children's life they've ever seen me break down and cry, like tears just flowing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they're like, Mom, what's wrong? And it stopped them. Like, she's real. She's a human being. She has emotions. Because all the time, walk around here like I'm big and bad and tough. And, you know, we going to get through this. And then for them to actually see me just be so soft and weak and vulnerable, it just made them like, oh. You know, they were sitting there looking at me. They were sitting there looking at me like, you know, after I got myself together. And they were quiet. They didn't know what to do. They're like, and it scared them, because, you know, we talk, we get together and we have family times and we talk, especially if the kids are having disagreements amongst themselves or they're having issues with me. I tell them, I said, sit down and talk with me. Don't mistreat me. If you have an issue with me, come talk to me. If you feel like I'm going to lash out at you or whatever, my tone might be a little aggressive, write it down on paper, give it to me. But we got to talk this out. We got to learn how to communicate amongst each other, because all we have is each other. And if your children, like as a child, I was afraid to speak on my emotions as a child. So I had to keep a lot of stuff in. I never wanted that for my children. So we get together, like I said, me and my children, and we sit down and we talk. And everybody has a time. It's not rushed. Everybody has a time. Even if the person's saying things that other people may not like or agree, that person has a safe space to get it all out. And it works, y'all. It works wonders. It works wonders when your children feel like they can talk freely about anything. If you got to use curse words, if you feel like you got to throw something across the room, none of them had to throw anything across the room. But sometimes they feel like they may use a curse word, you know, and they have a free and safe space to get it out, because kids are frustrated too. You know what I'm saying? Kids, they need to be able to express themselves with you, not with their friends, not with other people in the family. They need to be able to express it with who they live with, what's going on in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like I told my children, if you have an issue with me, come to me, talk to me. Did I say something the other day that came off wrong? You know, tell me. Don't just walk around the house and attitude me, or just being mean to me or short with me. I don't like that. I don't like being people being short with me, because that means you have an attitude. I mean, that's stemming from somewhere. You know, why are you short with me? What's going on? You know, a lot of times you might find that they're going through something with their little friends. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's all about communicating, you know, with your children. Communicating with your spouse, your loved one, your family. Being, like I talked about yesterday, getting yourself in those very uncomfortable situations so you can resolve some of these issues that we're having. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to talk. You have to be able to talk. And I was always shy or ashamed to talk to people about how I felt, because I was always saying, you dumb, you stupid. I was told that. You know what I'm saying? You dumb, you stupid. Or you a child, you shouldn't feel that way. As I've grown and I've experienced different things and been around different cultures, I've realized that a lot of that stuff comes from past history, from people, you know, having to suppress their feelings, I mean. So now, like I said, I'm more open and more free to express how I feel with my children and with others, right? So I got off topic, but I just felt like that was very meaningful to express this morning with you all, because I don't know who all going through that. You know, you might be having some issues with your children. You might be having some issues in your family. Excuse me. You just have to sit down and have that discussion with them to find out what's going on. If that person refuses to talk to you, just going to have to let it go. For real. Like, I know it's hard if it's someone close, like your mother, your father, your sister, your brothers, you know, but you're just going to have to let it go, because at the end of the day, they have their own spirit, their own mind. You can't control what you can't control. That's just another thing that I can keep teaching my children. You can't control what you can't control. You can only control you. So if someone's being nasty to you, someone's being rude to you, and you've already asked them, like, you trying to communicate, what's wrong? They're not trying to communicate with you or express why they feel this way. You just got to let them go. You know, I find this out with my daughter a lot, with her little friend girls. Like, they fall out over the phone and stuff, and I'm like, what's wrong? If I start hearing her in her room getting loud, fussing, I'm like, yo, what's going on in here? Why are you doing? What's up? And you might need to get that, check that conversation. That's another thing. You need to be on your children's phones and devices. Like, cut all this on the phone all day long. I know sometimes we do it, and sometimes I do it, but all day, every day, no. They need to go outside and run. Go outside and sit and do something. I can't tell you how to run your household, but you will see a change in them. Let that internet get turned off. They're going to want to be your best friend. They're going to know everything about you when you was a child, what you used to do, what you used to do. But as long as they got those devices, it's a distraction for us to get to know each other as a family. Don't you want your children to know you, that you're a human, that you used to be a little child once? That you used to get scared of the dark, or you used to have fear of this, or you used to eat candy, or whatever may, still be, relatable to your children, but, not to a point where it's disrespectful. Like my son, sometimes my middle son, he'll say, what so-and-so is. I'm like, son, I know what a lot of stuff is, because to him, I'm way past all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm way past the video games. We had Nintendo. Like, come on now. We had Atari. Like, come on now. So, if I go in a room and I sit down and play with him, he's like, how you know how to do all that? He be shocked. Like, honey, we had video games. We ain't just play with rocks and sticks in the dirt. You know what I'm saying? So, you have to, take out time. And I know we're busy making money, providing for our families and ourselves, but you have to take out time, like they say, to be a child again. Life is so short, y'all. Like, I cannot believe it. Like, the older I get, the more happier I am, the more grateful I am. But y'all, one day it's gonna be all over. You're not coming back. The dead don't come back to tell us how it is. So you need to take advantage of now. Be thankful. Learn to be more happy. Learn to be happy. Make yourself smile. My 10 thing today to do is every time I encounter someone, give them one compliment. That's what I'm doing today. So I gave this lady at the UPS, I just dropped the documents off, I gave her a compliment. So I got 9 more people that I come encounter with today to give a compliment to. Because you just never know that compliment. And make it be genuine. Don't just make it be, just something crazy. Try to be genuine about it. I complimented on her hair. Last time I was in there, I seen she had changed up her hairdo. But today, I actually said, oh, I like your hairdo. I like your hair. She said, oh, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Whether she felt I was being funny, or she felt like whatever, or you just saw me the other day, I said what I said, and I moved on. So I have 9 more people today that I'm going to, say something nice to and about. And that's my good thing today. That's my 10 things to do today. And once you all try to do 10 things, whether tell 10 people what type of business you have, tell 10 people, what type of services you provide, tell 10 people that you love them. You know what I'm saying? Give 10 people a hug. If you're a hugger, give 10 people a hug. If that's what you're into, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was at this event with my daughter last Monday? It might have been this month. It might have been last month. And I actually gave people hugs, y'all. Y'all know how long I've given a stranger a hug? Like, y'all might sound like that. I'm serious. I don't give hugs. I'm not the touchy-feely person, but I had to step outside my comfort zone, and I had to embrace it, and I gave them a hug. And then they're like, oh, yeah, I'm a hugger, too. I'm like, oh, my God. I just felt myself love. But I did that, y'all. I did it, and I'm so proud of myself to share that with you all. You know what I'm saying? Like, get a coloring book. How long has it been since you colored in a coloring book? You know how joyful and peaceful that is? Some people still color, but I haven't done it, and that used to bring me so much peace and comfort. Just sitting there coloring pictures. Just coloring the picture. You can make the picture any color you want to. It don't always have to be so-called what it is. A stop sign could be yellow. A stop sign could be pink. You can, and with a coloring book, you can make the picture whatever color you want. That's what I'm just trying to get you. Use your imagination as a child, like we once did as a child. You know what I'm saying? Find that peace again. Find that happiness again. Okay? And work on it. Do 10 things a day, y'all. Please do 10 things a day. Then tomorrow, do another 10 things. Then do another 10 things. You have 24 hours in a day. I don't care if it's to move one. If you've been trying to clean up your kitchen, if it's to move one dish to the other side, do that 10 times till you get your kitchen straight how you want your kitchen straight. I mean, it's the smallest things as accomplishments that you fulfill. You start and finish what I'm trying to say. You know how many times we start and don't finish stuff? How many times we start and never finish stuff, and then we feel some kind of way? We feel let down, we feel disappointed in ourselves, and we start questioning ourselves, we start doubting ourselves. So what I'm asking you all today is start something and finish it. So I got 9 people I got to give a compliment to, and that's what I'm going to do today. So I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I would love to hear with you all 10 things that you decided to do today. I've arrived at my appointment. And the funny thing about, I used to be a home health aide, right? And I used to have a patient or a client in one of these homes. I tell you, deja vu. You never realize how you come back to some places you've been before for doing other business. And if it's the same house, I'm a really scream, y'all. They're gonna think I'm crazy. I'm like, don't let this black woman in this house. She crazy. She just scream. But I don't think it's the same street, but it's the same neighborhood though. All right, you all have a fantastic day and stay positive, stay happy.